So here's the list. I will elaborate on each one of them. So the first one I call the jealous manager. These are managers that get threatened when their team workers work well, show big potential, or seem even better than themselves. Because they feel insecure or threatened, they become jealous and do not really think anymore about the best interests of other people or those people that they are jealous of, the people that they must manage. In worst case scenarios, they can display behaviors like making nasty comments to bring people down, or when someone is making big achievements, to downplay this a lot, giving the others the feeling that delivering good work or being good at their job is not really a good thing anymore. The second one is the reactive manager. These are managers that take out their own emotions on their team workers, or whether it's about personal problems, like troubles at home, that they take out on others, or even share with their co-workers or workers, like crossing a professional line there. Or they could also take out their frustrations about certain workers not doing their job as good as they should in a very destructive and unproductive manner, by getting angry at them, by yelling, screaming, scolding, which is not respectful at all. Then we have the absent manager. Absent in the sense of physically not being around or not being involved at all. They could be barely present with team meetings, hardly have one-on-one meetings with their team workers, minimal replies to emails, and are just mostly not around. People will then feel that they are left alone and on their own, which makes them not feel seen, important, protected, or supported. If then problems arise at the work floor, there's too much distance already for people to feel comfortable enough to share this with their managers, which creates an unsafe environment. The next one is the ego manager. These kind of managers, consciously or subconsciously, enjoy the people-pleasing behavior of their workers and somehow reinforce it. This can happen very subtle, in that managers give more attention to the people or favor the people more who flatter and adulate them too much, even though they're not doing a good job. This creates a feeling of unfairness at the work floor. Favoritism is a no-go for managers, whether it's about personality or work output. This cannot be visibly apparent. For a sense of security and belonging, workers must experience their manager as an impartial and objective person. Then we have the overbearing manager. These managers want everything to happen their way. In that, they try to control people too much and don't give them the freedom to make mistakes and try out on their own. These managers can literally look over your shoulder to see if you're doing it right, or they could even check your emails. This gives off the signal that the manager doesn't really trust his or her workers and leaves very little agency and room for input. This makes the workers feel inadequate, demotivated, and less involved. The boss knows it all anyway. Then we have the negative manager, overly critical and always focusing on what went wrong. People are very sensitive to work atmospheres. And if it's negative most of the time, people will start to feel bad, especially if there's no positive reinforcement or compliments being given from time to time. They will feel that their hard work is not valued, appreciated, and never good enough, and as a result get less motivated by the day. I just said the negative manager, but we also have the too positive manager, which creates a culture that can only be about positivity. So having a bad day is a no-go. This gives people the feeling that they can't truly be themselves and always have to put on a happy mask. Talking about problems with their coworkers or managers can feel quite dangerous because they don't want their managers to know that they are dealing with some stuff. This creates a hiding ourselves kind of culture, wherein people feel less relaxed and more worried at work because they feel they always have to be positive and happy. Then we have the wannabe friends manager. These managers are more busier with being liked by others and making friends with their teammates. By doing this, objectivity goes out of the window and cronyism starts. They can even organize regular activities and meetups outside of work and expect their people to be there for nice bonding moments. As a result, they get closer to the wannabe friend colleagues and might start to favor them more than the team members that keep their professional and private life separate. What this creates for the people that can't always be present with those activities, they might feel secluded from the other colleagues or from the manager also. By doing this, the managers can even create a situation wherein they might start to find it difficult to tell their friend colleagues the hard truth when they are not meeting expectations work-wise. Then we have number 9, the hypocrite manager, expecting certain behaviors from their workers, but doing the complete opposite themselves. So, in every department, there are certain rules and codes that we must obey and adapt to. It's a good thing when a manager keeps his or her workers in check by reminding them about it when they are doing something that is not aligned with these rules. However, when a manager is not being a good example him or herself, workers will lose trust and respect for their manager and will start to take them less seriously. This will not be beneficial to their relationship and also to people in the whole department to act accordingly to these rules because the example is lacking in it. Last but not least, We have number 10, the incompetent manager. These could be managers that are socially well equipped and create a comfortable and pleasant work environment for their workers. Workers in the team will feel comfortable with their manager, and there are no or little personal issues, interpersonal issues. However, these managers have a hard time executing their job when it comes to planning, organizing, administration, handling meetings, and just plainly getting their work done. In the long run, this will also create frustration among workers, even though they might be socially very gifted. So this was my summary of 10 toxic behaviors that managers can possess or present at the work floor.